So while I'm waiting for my bread to bake, I thought I would show you guys my starter here at home. I can't call it mine because I really have nothing to do with it. My husband is the one who is the bread maker in the house. But this starter is 4 years old. And this one just came out of the oven, or I'm sorry, out of the fridge. And he's going to actually feed it today, and he's going to use the discard to make rolls. We'll show you what that discard looks like and when he feeds it, just a second. All right, he's stirring it up because remember, it's okay if you get that little layer of liquid on top, that's fine. So he's just mixing it up, and now you can see the bubbles are incorporated a little bit more. If I were to have you on smell camera, it would smell a little bit pungent. It doesn't smell bad. It just smells kind of strongly. So right now what he's doing is he's taking his discard out. He took out about a half a cup of what was been sitting in the refrigerator for the past week. He hasn't done anything for a week. But remember, his is established and we keep ours in the refrigerator. So for 4 years, this little jar has been sitting in the refrigerator. Have you named your starter? I told them they have to name their starter.
I did.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to talk. Okay, so now that he has taken out. Okay, so now that he's removed a third or half a cup of starter, he's replacing it with the same amount of water. And
Same amount of flour.
And the same amount of flour. He puts the same amount of water into his starter, but this is for a recipe that he's going to be making later that you guys will also learn how to make. Right now, we're just looking at the starter, and now there's water on top, and that is our flour that we have at our house. And he's adding, again, the same amount that was removed. He's adding that much flour back in. So he removed half a cup of the starter, and he added a half a cup of water and a half a cup of flour back in, and he's just gonna incorporate that to his starter that he already has. Now, are you gonna leave this sitting out, or are you gonna put it back in the fridge?
I'm gonna leave it out probably for anywhere from 4 hours to a day.
Why?
Because it'll start eating, it'll start feeding and eating during the day from the air. The colder it is, the longer it takes, but you'll start seeing it bubble up and grow and expand. So that's why you see the different levels, because as it eats, it grows up and expands higher in the jar, and then it settles back down. But so that's what it looks like now, and then it'll sit out for a while. It's a little cooler in the house today, so it'll take a little longer, but you'll start seeing it bubble and it'll expand out if we let it sit overnight.
I'll let you know what it looks like in a little while. Okay, it has been about 2 hours, and the starter has been sitting out on the counter, and you can actually see that it's really gotten more. If you think about where he started when he added when he fed the starter and added the additional flour and water, and it's grown, gosh, it's almost doubled in size. And you can see on top that the bubbles are coming back, and it's eating. It's live. It's alive. So this is what yours should look like. And, you know, maybe you keep it out on the counter every day for a few hours, and then put it in the fridge overnight, because you don't want it to overflow and make a mess. But that's what your starter should.
You can see as high as it's gotten other days.
Should look like. And yeah, I have come over here and there have been days where it has been overflowed, but you know, it has to do with the temperature in your kitchen, and how active your starter is, how hungry it is. Anyway, so that's what it should look like, and that's what the process is like. There's the discard, and even the discard has doubled. He's going to be using that to bake his rolls with later. Here's your starter.